Your natal chart holds a lot of secrets, including tales about your past life. With this video, I am continuing my past life series by looking at South Node through the houses of your chart. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal relationship and predictive readings. Thank you for being here and thank you for supporting me. If you have a few moments of time, please leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, and press that notification bell. Watch another one of my video or say thank you by buying me a coffee or a tea. Anything you do is very helpful and I really appreciate you being here, coming back, or if you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining my circle, let's say. If you're looking for personal guidance and you have questions that only one-on-one consultation will answer, you want to know the nitty-gritty details of your chart, you're curious to know what the year ahead has in store for you, book a reading on my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. On there, you can also find a variety of products I create. There are planners helping you navigate the year, helping you make use of the transits, set intentions, understand the positive, challenging dates, and more. And I also make candles and oils, even bracelets. I started with bracelets recently that capture the potent astrological times. Just like me and you, we have our charts. So does every single moment. And the objects you create, they carry the properties of that moment. Just like someone you know with Venus in Libra might be very charming and perfect at getting along with everyone. Similarly, Venus in Libra candle will have those properties. Today, I'd like to highlight my Moon in Cancer creation. It captures the Moon in rulership in the sign of Cancer, helping you find ease, comfort, relax. It's great for manifestation, great for setting intentions. I light it up with every new moon because I want to capture the potent energy of new beginnings the new moon represents. And it can also improve fertility and help you find more comfort in the everyday life. Highly, highly recommend. And it's also gorgeous. It's got silver foil. It's decorated with silver foil, so it's really pretty. So let's talk about the South Node house, right? I did a video on South Node signs, so definitely check that one out before you listen to the house or after you listen to the house, because the two don't need to be, it doesn't have to be in order. But how do you find your South Node house? It's very similar to the South Node sign. First of all, you go to astro.com and you choose extended chart selection. Over there, you click on whole sign house system and make sure you choose the descending node. And then once you go into the chart itself, you scroll down and you see the descending node sign. And you also see the descending node symbol. It sort of looks like a cup, right? And then in the chart, you find that cup, you find the descending node sign, and you see the house, you see the number that is indicated in the same sector, in the same piece of the pie. So that number is your South Node house. In order to find it, you need to know your birth time, date, and place, and that will help you figure it out. So in astrology, South Node and North Node are very karmic. South Node represents the past and where you're coming from, versus North Node represents the medicine of the present life or the future direction your life might take. The two are very intertwined, and we astrologers, we say that North Node matures at 42, which means that the first 41 years of your life, quite often, you very heavily lean into the South Node. And a lot will depend on, if you already have planets in the sign of your North Node, or if you have more planets in the sign of your South Node, that might indicate how old your soul is and how much more work you have to do in order to master the lessons of the South Node. So today we're looking at the South Node house position. Like I said, definitely check out the South Node sign video because that will be complementary knowledge. I'm also thinking of doing South Node and planetary conjunctions to talk about who you were, what your life may have been in your past lives. And as always, if you want that personal look, because these are general videos, they're, you can listen to them all and build a picture, or you can talk to me where I will consider aspects and planets and house and sign all together and give you a synthesis. You can book a reading with me at Anastasia.astrology.com in order to figure that out. So let's talk about South Node through the houses. And like I said, first you have to figure it out. So if your South Node is in the first house, that suggests that you have lived lives, very solitary lives in the past. You could have been very independent and maybe single, right? Maybe you've been an adventurer who would go and explore the world, somebody who lived alone at a mountain peak. Like there was just a lot of focus on being by yourself. And it's not because you maybe neglected people, but maybe you had to be in the position of, taking care of yourself. Maybe life just shaped up that way. Maybe you were, I don't know, sent off from your community. And so on the positive, that has taught you how to be your true self. And a lot will depend on the sign, of course, too, but it has definitely taught you to know yourself. You may naturally gravitate towards being by yourself, being alone. You don't shy away from being alone, right? But of course, because your North Node is in the house of relationships, you are learning that it's not about yourself only, and that sometimes you can understand yourself better through your relationships. But in general, I think in past lifetimes, you've spent a lot of time alone, and you may have also been someone who focused a lot on health, focused a lot on your body, maybe worked on building a good body and worked on tending to yourself. And so in this lifetime, you are very much working towards taking that knowledge of self and applying it to relationships, applying it to sharing and being with other people. As always, if you're looking for more, please book a reading at Anastasia.astrology.com and share what you think about this. Does this describe you? Do you feel like you're okay by yourself, but maybe seeking the medicine of being in a relationship? For those born with South Node in the second house, that indicates a lifetime focused on making lifetime or multiple lifetimes, focused on making ends meet. You may have been a financial advisor. You may have been a finance person, right? Like if we're talking back in the day, you would have been like a goldman, Goldman. Maybe you were a Goldman. But yeah, like someone who worked hard to build their wealth, someone who overcame some diversity and didn't have enough, and then build himself or herself up. You've learned to be very sufficient financially. You became a provider, right? Like being a father, being someone who went to work and brought home money and taking care of other people, took care of other people. So you are very much in this lifetime too. You are, even if you're not extremely rich, you are likely always able to make ends meet. You're always able to find enough and figure things out and maybe help other people financially. And so what you're actually learning is that the financial stability is not going to satisfy you as much as emotional stability. And so with North Node in the 8th, you're very much learning to just open your heart, right? And create that emotional stability to go through difficulty and find perhaps people or a relationship with yourself that is supportive. And so this is my take on your past lives. Please share if this resonates. If you're looking for more guidance, book a reading at Anastasia.astrology.com. I'd be happy to talk about your year coming up, your natal chart, your relationship, or anything else. If you were born with South Node in the 3rd house, you may have been a local, news reporter. You may have lived a life of having multiple skills and talents. You may have worked with your hands, right? You could have been a local booth repair person, or a local like bakery owner, right? Like you're someone in the past life who connected with a lot of people, and you've known everyone with your community. You may have also had multiple siblings and had a sibling that was like very notable or noticeable, very involved with your neighbors and neighborhood, right? And so in this lifetime too, you will see that. You will see that you're good with your hands, potentially very skilled, very good with words too, and good with getting along with other people. You can have like this sort of fun sense of humor, be very like jubilant and exuberant and sort of fun to be around. But the problem is that you may sort of notice that you spread yourself too thin and go in too many directions. And so the goal for you with the North Node in the ninth is on some level to put yourself in the uncomfortable, to learn new things, to focus on like a mission. And that could involve traveling, that could involve learning, that could involve like moving to a faraway land, but kind of, taking yourself out of that comfort of just like gathering knowledge and actually doing something with it. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for more, book a reading at AnastasiaDoesAstrology.com. We can talk about your year coming up, your relationship, and more. And pick up my 2025 astrology planner. It's ready and it's useful and helpful. Could be a great tool for making your year more productive. If you were born with South Node in the 4th house, your past lifetimes could have been spent at home. You maybe were a daughter of a rich family, or not even rich, but let's say you were like Jane Austen type family. You were one of the daughters, and so you lived in the home, and then you were offloaded to the spouse. And so you spend a lot of time tending to the house, tending to other people, nurturing, protecting. You could have been, it's like a very classical sort of like mother archetype, someone who has been building comfort, building sort of home base for other people. And so naturally you have also tended to other people's feelings, and you may find yourself in this lifetime caring for other people a lot, or being, the person other people come to share their stories. You sort of are a home for other people. And like on some level, this may also feel like maybe in the past lifetimes you felt burdened by the expectations of your family. You may have felt like trapped by where you were born or who you were with. And so in this lifetime, it might be a little bit hard for you to get away and to escape it. And it doesn't mean your family life is like, like you don't like it. But I think with North Node in the 10th, you are meant to venture outside. You're meant to build a career. You're meant to step away from the comfort of your home, and even step away from being like the nurturer of other people, to pursue your ambitions and to go explore the larger world and build a career. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for more, you're looking for personal guidance, book a reading at AnastasiaDoesAstrology.com. Moving on to someone born with South Node in the 5th house. So 5th house is the place of pleasure. It's the place of creativity. And so with South Node in the 5th house, you could have been someone who lived a very luxurious life. You maybe lived in a palace, you were an aristocrat, you were a celebrity of some kind, like people looked up to you. You had this like royal flair, kingly energy, and you were truly yourself. With the 5th house, it's like you know how to be fun, you know how to be a leader, you know how to be expressive and have a good time, and you know how to make other people have a good time. And so there may also have been in your past life like a lot of focus on your image and a lot of focus on being like in the spotlight and being sort of the center of attention. You may have also been very creative with this placement, like having, being like a prolific like writer or artist or dancer, like an actor, like anything like that. You could have been very, very expressive. But once again, it sort of feels like a lot of focus has been on you And so with this lifetime, like early in life, you might once again sort of gravitate towards expressing your skills, your gifts, maybe leaning into romance and having fun. But then as you get older, with your North Node maturing and North Node being in the 11th house, the focus starts to shift to your public life and your role in the world and how you can actually help others and how you can become more of a humanitarian and give back and like make other people's lives better. And I think you're quite equipped to do that with your knowledge, with your like leadership skills. It just takes some time to like, you know, get out there, build friendships, build equal relationships. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for personal guidance, book a reading at Anastasia.astrology.com. I'd be happy to talk about your year coming up, your relationship, your natal chart, or anything else you're interested in. Moving on to those born with South Node in the 6th house. So if you were born with South Node in the 6th, you have likely been busy sort of doctor or healer. Like I'm thinking of like a village doctor, somebody who everybody comes for advice and somebody who takes care of like maintaining the health of other people. You could have also been a servant of some kind, somebody who helps other people, somebody who serves the community, like a plumber or a piper, like somebody who manages the mundane, the sort of behind the scenes. Like your work likely wasn't the most glamorous, right? And like servant is very much a possibility for some of you too, because you would have had to like clean and scrub and work and sort of run errands. And so in this lifetime, early in your life, you may find yourself in these jobs where you're constantly managing a lot of details and you're very busy and you're working hard, and you may actually have like, you know, I don't know, a cleaning business, or you may do cleaning, or you may sort of like take care of all of the things that need to be taken care of, and you have a natural eye for them. But with your North Node, the goal is to learn to get away from that and learn to find balance in taking care of your creative, spiritual side, and like maybe escaping the mundane by traveling and just letting yourself unwind a little bit. With South Node in the 6th, you could have also been like someone who was very like health oriented, right? Not just like a doctor, but maybe an athlete or somebody who have overcome a disease too. So maybe, you know, maybe you've learned how to take care of your health through that. And so early in this lifetime too, there might be a lot of kind of like health matters that you need to handle for yourself or maybe for other people. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for more, book a reading at Anastasia.astrology.com. You can also pick up my candles, Moon in Cancer. 2 is beautiful for manifestation, relaxing, improving fertility, and bringing more ease into your life. For those born with their South Node in the 7th, you have been a very relationship-oriented person. And that could mean that you spend your lifetimes being a wife and you were just there relying on your partner, tending to their needs, helping them, or you could have been a diplomat, or you could have been a judge, someone who was focused on creating balance and helping people get along. You could have been a business person where your entire success was dependent on how well you got along with other people. And so you are really good, and you have learned through the past lifetimes how to share, how to give to other people. You maybe know quite good these like give and take dynamics. And you may have been someone who just like married really early, and that's all you knew. All you knew was like how to be with other people. And so with this placement, with your North Node being in the 1st, you're actually becoming more and more aware that in this focus on other people, you have lost or didn't fully understand yourself. And so the message, the healing sort of medicine of your North Node suggests that the goal is to take care of you first. And when you understand yourself, when you explore who you are, when you go out there and reach your dreams, you can actually build better, more fair relationships in which you're not sacrificing yourself and you're actually like, who you are. So please share how this resonates. Do you feel like you're naturally really good at relationships? And do you feel like you're on this journey of self-understanding and discovery? And of course, because North Node matures at 42, it might be something that takes you a minute. It might be that you have already gotten married early or been in relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's just the goal is that you don't want to get too tangled up in your relationships and in other people's needs. If you're looking for personal guidance, book a reading at anastasiadoesastrology.com. I'd be happy, just gonna adjust. I'd be happy to look at your natal chart, talk about your year coming up, your relationship, and anything else you are curious about. Now, if you were born with South Node in the 8th house, South Node in the 8th indicates that you've been, past lifetimes, you've been very much enmeshed with other people. You maybe have been someone who lent other people money, or you have maybe dealt with other people's issues. You could have been a therapist. You could have been a person who exercises other people. You would have been someone who helped other people overcome a lot of challenges, and that could involve their finances, financial difficulties, health issues, spiritual issues, anything else. So you have found yourself helping other people, and you have also likely been someone who's gone through a lot in past lifetimes. A lot of sort of emotional turmoil. 8th house is very unpredictable. It's the house of ups and downs. It's the house of death. It's the house of, people giving you money, people not giving you money, people giving you attention, people not giving you attention. Things change very fast in the 8th house. And so because you've dealt with a lot of these ups and downs, you have learned how to handle them, and you have learned how to be emotionally stable. You've almost learned how to be comfortable in dysfunction and in discomfort. And so in this lifetime, early in life especially, you may find yourself attracting people who are broken, people who are torn, people who struggle, because once again you feel so comfortable taking care of them. So you may find yourself tending to other people, helping them financially or spiritually, attracting some kind of turmoil and being the stable person, which could be great for working in as a therapist or working in some kind of emergency situations. But what you're learning with your North Node is actually you're learning that you need to create a little bit more material stability, ground yourself through finances, ground yourself through home and environment that feels secure to you. And you're also learning how to become kind of more independent, I think, which both could be a sign that you're learning to be more independent from other people's resources, or more independent in terms of helping other people and sort of jumping onto this sort of tried and true but exhausting life path of serving others. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for more, book a reading at anastasiadoesastrology.com. I'd be happy to look at your natal chart, your year coming up, your relationship, or anything else. For those born with their South Node in the 9th house, you would have been, in past lifetimes, you could have been a pirate. You could have been an adventurer, someone who traveled the world, someone who have connected with lots of people, someone who have spoken multitude of languages, right? Someone who have been a teacher and a guide for other people. You are naturally, early in this lifetime, you may study a lot. You may feel very comfortable in the area of knowledge, like a library might be a home for you. You may have a lot of connections with foreigners. Maybe you're even a child of a diplomat, or you're a child of a pirate. I'm watching the Bake Off right now, and one of the characters on there, Dylan, he kind of looks like a pirate. So I look at him and I'm like, oh, he's a pirate. But maybe, maybe you're a child of a diplomat, or you're a child of a parent who traveled a lot, a child of a teacher. And so this realm of like knowledge and big concepts and philosophical conversations is a home for you. And you may have, like a lot of knowledge, but you may not have a lot of experience. And so your goal in this lifetime is actually like gathering experience of being grounded, being in one place, building something, committing to something, taking your knowledge and finding practical manifestation for it, right? Like maybe you know how to build a ship, but have you ever actually built a ship? Or how people are supposed to treat each other, but have you been in a relationship with a neighbor? Or have you owned a local shop where you get to deal with all kinds of people? So it's like an interesting dichotomy here, where you're learning to be more present, more grounded, more in the moment, and less maybe focused on your beliefs, and less sort of like, I don't know, sometimes this placement can make you think that you know everything, but in reality, life will show you that you don't. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for more, book a reading at anastasiadoesastrology.com. If you were born with South Node in the 10th house, this is very much a placement of an accomplished professional person. You would have been the CEO, you would have been the king, you would have been the celebrated celebrity, you would have been known for what you do. You were in high status, you climbed the ladder, you reached professional success, and people looked up to you. You were known for your career. If people were asked about who you were, they would be like, he's the owner of the factory, or he or she's the main writer for this something. You could have been a writer, you could have been leader, just a boss person, right? And you would have also learned how to get things done, how to delegate, how to do things in the right way. And so early in life, you will be this person, most likely. Early in life, career will be your comfort zone. It will be your safe space. You may have sort of really fast trajectory of like reaching professional success, but you're likely to feel like it's not enough. And so the message of your North Node and the goal of your North Node is to actually learn to create a home for yourself, to focus on building a peaceful, comfortable nest, and building emotional relationships, and finding sort of security in being relaxed and not always like having to go out there and achieve things. So you're like, it's all about starting a family, maybe creating happy relationships, nurturing yourself too, and not escaping into your work. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for more, book a reading at my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com, and pick up a Moon in Cancer 2 candle. It's beautiful and it's perfect for manifesting things. For those born with their South Node in the 11th house, you were the star of the group. You were community oriented. You may have been a humanitarian, helping everyone, bringing people soup when they're sick, taking care of elderly. You may have been a rebel, a revolutionary, right? Someone who like focused on a lot on making the world a better place, had very strong ideas. Maybe you were a politician or a leader or some kind of like club president, right? Like it was very easy for you to help other people, to connect with other people. And on the negative, maybe even let other people influence you, right? Like let other people and your relationship with them affect your opinion of yourself. And so with this position, it's beautiful. I think like early in life, you may find yourself working for nonprofits, working for charity organization, being a good like spokesperson, being quite intimately aware of the public and being good, intuitive, and like knowing what the public wants. But with North Node in the fifth, the lesson and the goal is to have a healthy balance between tending to other people and tending to yourself, because you need to learn to not let other people control your opinions, to not let other people's thoughts of you affect who you are, and you need to explore your own quirks, your own fantasies and interests and relationships. And so a lot of focus is on understanding yourself and developing into a truly your own person, like a true individual. Please share please share how this resonates, and if you're looking for more, book a reading at anastasiadoesastrology.com. We can talk about your year coming up, your relationship, or your natal chart. And pick up my 2025 astrology planner. It's time, and it can help you navigate the year and make the best of the year to come. Last but not least, if you were born with South Node in the 12th house, this indicates that your past lives were dedicated to healing others. You may have been a hermit, you may have been a monk, you may have been someone who like ran an ashram and like been very, very sort of focused on welcoming people in. You may have also been someone who worked at a prison, at a mental asylum, at a hospital where people feel isolated and people sort of come to deal with their emotional burdens. You would have been the facilitator, the guide, helping them overcome this. On the negative, there's also a possibility that you may have been an addict, or you may have been someone at a hospital, at a mental asylum, at a prison, that maybe you've let your self-defeating tendencies take you too far, to a point that you would have lost yourself to them, right? So for some reason or the other, you were not as aware of your like physical body and paying bills or cleaning or doing laundry, because once again, either you were like escaping, maybe you could have also been like a very creative individual, but to a point where like you let your art dictate your life and you would like forget to take care of yourself. Or you would have been this sort of like higher being who tended to other people and really didn't care about their own needs and their own belly being full, because you were so focused on helping others. And so with your North Node in the 6th house, this lifetime is actually meant to ground you. It meant to help you connect with your body, take care of your health, eat better, treat yourself, learn how to pay bills, learn how to send emails on time, and like how to take care of the minute, mundane things in life. Please share how this resonates. If you're looking for personal guidance, you have questions about your year coming up, you have a birthday right around the corner, and you want to get a solar return chart or talk about your relationship, your natal chart, you can do all of that. Book a reading on my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. You can also pick up a planner on there, or a beautiful candle, or both. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please share how this video resonates. If you have any ideas for other kinds of videos, if you want me to talk more about past life connections as indicated by astrology, please leave all of that down below. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.